So, are we ready to conclude our little two-part adventure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to start off with a little conversing. You guys gave a bit of thought about what to do in your situation that you were left with. And I've heard you say multiple things. And so I intend to give you experience points even just for what you are considering. So, because it's playing your alignment, playing your character, that sort of thing, I think it should count, even if they're only 50 apiece, you know. So, let's see, what were some of the things you were considering? When we were waiting for the bus the other day, Wesley said that he thought that you guys should run in there and try to rescue everybody. And I think that's good. I think that deserves some experience points right there. While we were eating lunch, you guys, maybe it was his idea, had morphed, or maybe you guys had discussed it before on Wednesday, but he suggested that you go in and lead everybody out to Firebend where nobody was. So I'll give you experience points for that too, for playing a good character. The problem is that when those people out from Firebend are done pillaging this town, they're going back to Firebend. So I'm not sure that would be a safe place for them. But it was thinking about your character, what your character would do, so I'll award it. What were some of the other things that were considered?
Killing the attacking villagers.
Yeah, well, I think you ruled that out pretty much immediately, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you knew that wouldn't be possible. So was that the only two that were considered for a prolonged period of time?
Yeah.
More than just, wait, that wouldn't work sort of moment. Okay, but it sounds like you guys have made up your minds that what you are going to do is, this is for real this time. This is the decision that sticks.
Well, or we could get all the villagers in one building and lock the door.
Hold on. I got. If we get. Hold on. So, for example, we get. If there's like 4 or 5 in the house or somewhere, we can gather them, and then come back, get some more, come back, get some more.
The boy has, I wonder if that's how they do it on The Walking Dead. I wonder what Rick would do, you know? I hadn't thought of it quite that way before, but I think in my original casting of this notion, that's kind of what I was going for, was that kind of a scene, and then I forgot about it. Okay, but you guys had already said what you were going to do, even if you're now rethinking it. You had said, so you're just going to go to Firebend, right? Mm-hmm. And you guys can, you know, again, you can do whatever you want, but that was the answer I was fishing for, because that's what you had said over lunch you were going to do.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting that you just sort of go house to house and grab a few people at a time and take them all to a central location? That's pretty ambitious. But it's your game.
How many people are in the town? I mean, is it like Albuquerque?
No, I mean, we're talking a couple of hundred people. That's going to take a long time, and you're
That'll
probably
just
still
be-
going to get your ass kicked. You can't sneak around forever. I would think.
We should probably go to Firebend then.
It's gonna be true. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you were also talking about if you leave them to die. I think that's a worthy thing to consider. But also thinking about it that you are just severely outnumbered.
Well, and plus, I mean, even though we're leaving them to die, at least no more will have to die. I mean, like if we
do something about
yeah,
this,
if we can do something about it, those will be the last ones to die.
If you succeed in your
Yeah.
quest.
It's a bigger picture thing.
Yeah.
You know, the one in the many.
Yep. We're all Star Trek fans here. So what is your final answer?
We just go fire
Yeah.
Okay, and now let us recast the scene. You guys, do you remember how you would get to Firebend?
Go south.
Well, do you remember on the road that you came to get here, right?
We were going west.
I don't remember what the direction was. My
No.
point was you guys would just take the road
Yeah.
that you used to get here. And remember, it branched off.
Yeah.
You saw a sign that said Firebend. So, what are you guys thinking and discussing? I was thinking, you'd probably be thinking, what could control a whole village?
Yeah, we were thinking that. What could control a whole village?
Did you guys
A
have...
spell.
maybe
When you think about a spell,
some
you think to yourself that you've never heard of a spell that can control a whole village. There's a few that could control one, but even that's usually undead. But a whole village of living people?
becomes one of them cursed, or maybe they're just being
It's
bad
not-
guys.
Yeah, it's not even that it can't be. It's just you've never really heard of it before.
So yeah, maybe it's a curse.
So, by the way, an hour has passed. An hour or so has passed. So, you guys are thinking of things that, well, again, as far as cursed, okay, you might be thinking that, yeah. What can make a whole town go crazy?
Or maybe their crops all died or whatever, and they don't have any food.
Would that drive little kids to murder, though?
No, probably not. It's got to be some kind of a curse.
Well, I think one of you might think, what if it's something in the water?
Oh.
Like
Ah.
this is
Or
some
in
kind
their
of
food.
some kind of sickness, perhaps.
Maybe they have sick stomachs.
No, I was thinking more
Like
of
a plague.
sickness of the mind.
Like a combined insanity, a shared insanity.
Oh.
Yeah, like they all went insane and bloodthirsty. But then, what else do you know about that state that they go into?
They don't remember it.
Yeah,
And they get better,
Keep,
so it can't be a plague.
they keep saying.
Oh, and it sounds like they've been hypnotized.
Yeah, like saying it over and over and over. Like
Saying what?
repetition.
Saying what over and over?
Kill and
And
steal.
take.
Take.
Kill and take. Like they're putting people in time.
Or mesmerized.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. 1, 2, 4. We're going to try something a little different for a change. Is that the one you want? Gwilwilethel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go on about your conversation. Too late for that, huh? Okay.
I was thinking.
As you come around a bend, on your way to Fire Bend, as you come around a bend, you are talking about these things, about what it could possibly be, what it is you might need to find out to stop it, okay? As you guys come walking around this bend, you know, I once again forgot to draw out a diagram, so I will wing it. Let's see how I can do this. The goblin boss is sitting on the goblin dog. You know, he rides him like a horse.
What?
And then there are goblins across here.
Oh dear.
1, 2, 3, 4, and the goblin.
You remember the little incident with the goblins earlier and the goblin dog got away?
Yes.
I need both of you to roll a d12. It is the one that looks like this.
Oh.
And be careful, make it count. This is important. Use your very favorite die.
6.
8.
You both hit. Ooh. All right. As you guys are walking and talking, you come around this corner, you see this gang, and they all have their short bows drawn, and they all fire as you come around the corner.
Oh dear.
You are each hit by 2 arrows. Okay? You are each hit by 2 arrows. I will now tell you the damage. Oh. Azram took 4 points of damage.
25. Wait, what did you
Oh
say?
my god. But you got hit for 10 points of damage.
Four?
Gwilwilethel.
Yeah.
I said 4.
Okay.
So, Gwilwilethel, that brings you down to 8.
You know what? I gotta move some stuff around here.
Okay. Azram, that
I
brings you
keep
down to
adjusting
24.
Okay.
my
24.
armor class bonus, or my armor class.
Oh, don't you hate that?
You beast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill your mouse. If I should kill
Okay.
it. I use a something. Swing one.
And now,
And he's gonna
I
be
need
dead.
initiative. Boy, it's going to take forever to type mine.
17.
I'm going to have to get you guys in a sec. Okay. Finally. So you guys took that hit, obviously. And I'm going to, well, I'll figure that out as I go. But Azram gets to be the first one to do something about it. Oh, wait a minute. I am so sorry. I totally skipped.
Yeah.
You guys go about pulling these 2 arrows out of you, and oh man, are you angry at this point, and also scared. I mean, you're staring down a whole goblin gang right here, okay?
Why?
And as I mentioned, the goblin boss is mounted on the goblin dog. He's riding him. And the goblin boss says to you, "These are the two that killed Flurb and Groth and Lista? A woman and a young dwarf? I always knew those three were useless." He drops down off the goblin dog. Like that. And says, "Well, let's finish these two off." And Azram doesn't like his tone much, so he swings into action and does the following. That's true. If I'd made a full-blown diagram, I would know exactly how many squares.
You could use a star die for a heavy crossbow.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You know, throw it at him since you can't get close enough.
You make sure the boss is on the line.
Okay. So I'm gonna use the heavy crossbow on
It's a good choice.
the goblin box.
On the goblin boss, alright.
17.
Oh, very nice. That is a hit, so roll for damage.
I mean, I assume you hit with 17, but don't forget the attack on it.
Ralph. Ralph! You mean his attack bonus?
Oh.
Yeah.
18, 19, 20, 21.
Good.
Attack. Wait. Let's see. Hold on. 20.
Good.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay, well, the goblin boss has taken quite a hit. And now, yeah, he's not looking so good. Goblin 4. Let's see. What do I have on these guys for speed? Is that is 6. Ooh, yeah.
You got done. Dang that.
Well, he can't get to her in time, but he can get to you in time. So, he does this comical "ah!" and like runs at you with his short sword drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the board right there, and comes swinging at you with his short sword. And your AC is, yeah, and you had plenty of time to react to it. You'd think the guys in my games would learn to quit charging at people because it never seems to end well. In fact, I'm hard-pressed to think of once that it actually worked. So, you easily managed to get out of the way. At the same time, Goblin 1... also, like the two wingmen, came running up shouting with their weapons drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you mind? I can't navigate in the fog. 6. And draws his, or the whole time he's got his short bow out. That's true, a short bow is a little bow and arrow, isn't it? It's not a...
Yeah, it's like this
Okay.
one.
Alright. Firing at poor Gwilwilethel, who is already down to 8 hit points. And he manages to hit you. I need a... Oh, really? I need a D4 for this. So I'm sure it's going to be a devastating attack. Oh, 3 points of damage. Yeah.
It's bad enough.
Okay. But the goblin boss...
Oh boy. He's gonna come charge.
pulls a wand out of his belt
Wait, what?
and points it at
A
you.
wand?
What?
And fires magic missile
Oh, dear.
You gotta be
at Azram and rolls a natural 20. So I have critical threat. I am now going for the critical hit and I fail. But you see a beam of energy come flying at you like that, and it hits and does 4 points of damage to you, bringing you down to, by my count, 20.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna heal these wounds here. It's a 1d4.
You sure you wouldn't rather use a potion? I mean, you've got 3 of them.
Oh,
Because doesn't that have the... Which one are you at right now? Doesn't the potion still have the
it's
potential
plus
to do more?
2. So 6.
And then a potion would be 6 plus 1, right? Oh, it's a D8?
I think
Yeah.
a potion is a 1d8.
Yeah, it is. 1d8 plus 1. So,
Yeah,
I'd
I'll
still do
use
the
a
potion. Yeah.
1d8.
1d8 plus 1. Oh, no.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Oh, dear.
So I get 2 hit points.
Oh, I forgot to even bring you down before. What are you at the moment?
5.
Yeah. I still had you down for 8. You're at 7. All right, don't worry. I'll take care of it. It's got to make sense, though. I'm not just going to outmatch you.
Yeah.
It's got to make sense.
All right.
So,
This is gonna turn.
let's see here. The Goblin Dog.
Well, no, this.
Yeah, and the Goblin Dog.
I'm gonna kill your dog.
Having dog meat for dinner?
Yeah.
Remember, though, it's a rodent. It's not like a rat.
Oh,
How's the dead rat today?
Okay,
Oh, I
not
recommend it
that
so
okay, I'm gonna just kill this.
Okay, so
Chop it off.
the Goblin Dog
I'm gonna chop it. I'm gonna chop it.
stands back here. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
there as a mount. And, well, you know what? I don't got to explain myself to the likes of you. He's standing there, and there's a reason.
Or
So that brings us to Goblin 3 and 2. Now, Goblin 3 and 2, see, I got this. They are taking a defensive posture here because they still want to block the path, you know. So they're kind of still standing here guarding it while those two go out and round you up. So they're in no hurry. They will stand their ground to some extent. However, they do still have short bows.
boom!
And let's see, it's 2 and 3, huh? Ooh, and 3 doesn't have a clean shot. Really, of either one of you, because I think you'd have to cross over the OB to make a connection with you there, you know.
So it's gonna
I mean, I know that's
split
legal
four.
even in tournament play, I'm just saying, you know.
It's gonna hit
So, now 2, oh yeah, he's got a shot at Azram and he's going to take it. Okay? So, ooh. And his, ooh. And he just barely misses you. The arrow goes flying right past you. Okay? So let's see here. I think that Azram has a real chance here to save the day, and I think he should do it. Is it time for the butterscotch beer yet? you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Does that have to have chips with it, though?
No.
Okay. then yeah, let's get some butterscotch beer. Where the hell were we? Oh, it's Azram's turn,
Yep.
right? Okay. Smells like butterscotch.
I'm gonna use a paralysis knife on goblin number 4.
You sure you want to do that? You're within range of the other goblins. He can come take it out on his next turn and then throw it at you. We'll save that for the Goblin King.
Okay. Over here, I would be able to smash these.
No.
No, they're too. You'd
They're
be
too
too far
far.
from one. Yeah.
Yep, you'll have to choose. You know what your characters would probably know, though?
Is that they don't have very high HP.
Let's not be too meta if we don't have to be. These are weak little creatures.
And then
Sounds better that way.
Yeah.
and blow
These are weak little creatures, and you know that you could basically stroll through them when you have the chance.
I got
You got it?
it.
Let's hear it.
Alright. I'm using the Masterwork Longsword on 4. Goblin.
All right, let's have it. Roll damage at the same time.
Roll
Oh,
both your dice.
19.
Okay, plus.
23.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a hit to Goblin 4, you said. And the damage is what? No, what did you roll for damage?
Wasn't it this one? Or
Oh,
was it
it's
that one?
7.
7. That's a dead goblin
Oh!
right there.
Nice.
He just fell right over. And so you're having a good time. Give me a d20 roll.
15.
Go ahead and take another turn.
Alright.
So you get in a rage where you just kind of sprint through these guys swinging like this. One goblin just instantly drops over dead. And the second one, we'll find out here in a moment.
Oh.
Roll damage, or roll your attack and the damage.
5.
5. Okay, and that's who? Goblin number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. He is barely standing,
Oh.
but he is still standing. But he's probably not much of a threat now. He's kind of falling over, trying to get back up on his feet when... Oh, this is perfect. It just happens to be his turn next, so he's right in there. So he, as he barely wobbles, he swings with his short sword and misses, and then
Misses.
just kind of kneels there. Okay. So yes, he's all but dead. So this has been going on. It's kind of a separate scene now, or the first wave. So now the second wave. We did him already. Yeah, the boss comes swinging in. What have I
Isn't it
got?
my turn? No?
Not yet.
One dead.
I lost him. There he is. But remember, he's not looking especially good. And he comes running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Whack.
Actually, I don't think I can do that. So you know what? I take that back. That's not what he does. What he does is he moves 1, 2, 3, 4 to right there and pulls a second wand out of his, you know what? It wouldn't have to be. It could be the same wand. I have more than one charge on it. So he fires magic missile at you again. This beam of energy comes out and blows right past your head. You are having a very good battle so far. And I'm sure any moment now, Gwilwilethel is going to do something amazing. Who got the weird bottle? I did. Look, it's got a finger. Oh, does yours have a weird notch in it too? Yeah, look, feel.
Oh, it's those
No,
kind
no, no, no. This, where it's bent. It's like it's got somebody's thumbprint in it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was just clean.
This isn't bad.
So I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna fire my crossbow at the goblin king.
Just, yeah, you can call it a box.
I couldn't think of the word boss. 3.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
No, you missed.
Okay, dice.
Okay. I had a brilliant idea there for a moment.
That's
Okay, so the goblin dog and goblins 2 and 3 are still guarding the pass. They're still standing there. However, goblin 2 has a clear shot at Gwilwilethel, and he attacks with his short sword. Do we need a laser to check the
Yeah.
angle?
With his short sword, really?
Sorry,
What?
short
short
bow.
bow.
And he does 2 points of damage. And then it's back to Azran.
Alright. I'm taking Goblin 1 with my Master or box.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Plus 7, was it? So that's, oh.
18, 19, 21.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a hit. What was the damage?
2.
So 2 plus 4.
Oh. Okay, 6.
There you go. Alright, so let's see here. So yes, that is a very dead goblin right there. Okay? So that's 2 goblins down, and that's goblin 1 right there. Okay. Quite a few fewer people on the board now. So, the goblin boss has fired magic missile twice, right?
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, he appears to now be out of prepared magic missiles. And he pulls out his longsword. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, what?
1, 2, 3, 4. And stabs at Azram with his short sword. And please tell me there's a modifier. And there is. So Azram takes a hit for Oh man, 6 points. Yeah, he sticks you good, dude. That brings you down to 14.
Okay.
That means it is now up to Gwilwilethel to save the day.
Over here.
Just kidding.
1, 2, 3. Right in front of this goblin boss, and I'm gonna take it.
Sure you don't want to flank him? Can you reach? Diagonal flank?
4, 5.
Diagonal flank.
I can't move that far.
That's why I was asking if you were in range. Damn. Your speed is only 5? Ah. Okay.
Oh,
I
it's
was
6.
fine.
Oh.
Oh. I thought it was 6.
Because
Four,
then you know
five,
you get
six.
the melee bonus.
So, and then I'm gonna take a swing at him with my masterwork longsword.
Uh-huh. Better make it good. I have something cool in mind to happen next. Use your very best die.
5
5.
plus 7. 12.
Oh. Alright, tell you what. You made it.
Yeah.
Good job. What?
No cheating,
Stab
babe.
That's...
Stab.
Oh, plus 2, 15.
See?
Bang.
So what's the damage?
Stab him.
8.
You stab him.
Plus, so it's 12.
12?
Yeah.
Wow. So, the goblin boss, any special way you wanted to do him in?
Stab him. Stab him. Like that.
Yeah, stab him.
Like skewer him right in his middle?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the blade goes in, he and then goes limp and is just hanging from your blade until the weight is too much and he slides off
Ew.
in a slump on the ground. Now, like I planned it all along.
Yeah.
These two look at each other now that the boss is dead and said, "Let's get out of here!" And they go sprinting off through the forest
Hey, Goblin Dog.
as the goblin dog looks around like this, looks at you two, looks around at the dead bodies, and goes running off with the other two goblins. And you guys have successfully defeated the goblin gang. Well done, y'all. I'll take those pieces now. I mean, unless you want to go chase after these guys in the woods.
Nah.
I don't think they'll be bothering you no more. I mean, their
When they
boss
saw-
is dead.
And I saw the ball.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, huh?
Uh-huh.
You just jacked.
Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have taken those pieces back yet, because I figured there might have been something you guys wanted to do.
Oh,
Whoa.
But it's not too late.
search the bodies.
Okay, so you
Searching
searched the
the
3
bodies.
bodies. And how am I going to do this now? There is what you got. So it's not the kind of battle that was a waste of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
500 gold.
So add 250 to your gold.
Do you guys want to do all that right now?
Oh. No.
The potion of cure moderate wounds. When you use one of those, okay, so the cure light wounds is a 1d8 plus 1, right? Cure moderate wounds, and this is out of the book, is a 2d8 plus 3.
Oh.
2d8. So you roll an 8-sided die twice. So it could be as much as 8. If you were to roll 8 twice, you could heal 16 points, plus 3 is 19. So the most you guys could heal at once, right now, is 9. Because if you roll a 1d8 and it comes up an 8, and then you add 1, the maximum amount of healing you guys are capable of doing right now is 9 points at a time. With these Cure Moderate Wounds, 2d8 could be 16 plus 3 is 19 points. That is a huge increase. But you only have 2 of them each. But wouldn't that have been a moment where a Cure Moderate Wounds would have come in handy?
Oh, yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But, on the other hand, did it really slow you down? Did you not act the way you would have regardless? Right? But it did get you out of the way of arrows and magic missiles and all like that, you know? Okay, so I also explained that the crown is something that the boss was wearing, and it looks more like a child's toy, but it might be worth a few gold pieces. So it's up to you guys if you want to take it or leave it.
We should take it ourselves.
Okay.
So, we all done with the battle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are now on the road again.
I
Okay.
forgot what we was talking about.
Yeah, well, what could cause a village to, you know, suddenly lose their minds like that? And then you come to a sign, the sign that says Firebend. So I
We
assume.
keep walking towards Firebend.
Alright. And I forgot to say it before, but an hour or so had passed. Until you come to the sign, and then you guys start taking that road, and you are really truly on your way to Firebend now. How do you feel about that? What do you expect to find there?
Nobody. I mean, they're all gone. They're all out pillaging and plundering.
So you're expecting to come up on a completely empty town.
No, because the person might be there that's casting the spell, or I mean, there might be somebody there waiting for them to get back with their stuff, because the stuff has to go somewhere.
That's an interesting connection. I'll give you a few experience points.
Although they could just be programmed or whatever to walk to wherever it is they're taking it to.
So would you be cautious, or do you think you'd just stroll
I
it?
think we should be cautious.
So you're probably even being kind of worried on the walk there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not worried, but a little nervous. Gee, what are we going to find there? So you're walking along and thinking about this, and you even lapse into silence. You're just kind of walking along thinking your own thoughts. Azram is probably thinking that there's going to be a lot of fighting. And Gwilwilethel has your own name stuck in your head. It's just kind of repeating in your head. What in your own voice? What would that sound like? What would it sound like if Gwilwilethel had her own voice repeating in her head or her mind?
Gwilwilethel.
Like corn or
Noble.
So, but it's repeating in her head. So, repeat it a few times. What would it sound like inside of your head? Eventually, you can't ignore it. It's like it's pushing into your head.
Oh dear.
And then eventually you're noticing it's not even your voice. You're hearing Gwilwilethel. 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 Until
Oh,
you can hear it too. And you're hearing this
It
voice
sounds like the
saying her
wizard.
name. Gwilwilethel, can you hear me?
Alright, we got it.
yes, I hear you.
I've seen trouble. How goes your mission? What has happened so far?
Well, the town. What was it? The town.
Garrigill.
The
Yeah,
town.
that's where you were going.
The town.
Yeah,
Oh, the patron?
The town patron is dead, and everybody's gone crazy now. And Fireband just came back.
Firebend?
Yep.
Wait. Let me look at my map. Oh. How did I not see that before? There is a pattern. There is a place that's in roughly the center of all the towns that have been attacked. It's an old abandoned manor in the hills, if it's even still standing. Maybe there's some kind of effect that emanates from there. Maybe there will be clues there. But I sense a person behind all this. That person will surely be guarded. Keep in mind the guards will be loyal, but probably not controlled. So they are not innocent. They seek to share his power. Leave the road you are on and go north until you come to another road. Then follow it uphill.
Ugh. I gotta heal myself. I can't go any farther.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna use the rock this time and heal up some of these arrow holes.
Okay. You guys didn't have any questions for the wizard or
Oh.
anything. You've got him on the line here.
How do we contact you?
I'm afraid that's not how it works, young lady. I can call on you and I can watch over you, but there is no way without powers to contact me. This crystal merely allows me to amplify my powers for you.
Well, ain't that something?
You've been worried about it this whole time that you didn't ask. Come to find out that's just not how it works.
What else do you... What do you think we should ask the wizard?
Well, what is, I'll allow you a little meta time here. What does he say you need to do? And what is his theory, sort of?
So we need to go north until we find a road, and then take the road uphill.
And where are you headed?
Isn't it a mansion?
An old abandoned manor in the
Manor.
hills.
In the hills.
If
Who,
it's even still standing.
who did the manor belong to?
I have no idea. I don't remember. It's passed through many people, but that was generations ago. As he said, it's abandoned, long abandoned. And that's why he said, if it's even still standing.
Do you know what we're looking for?
I'm afraid I don't.
Do you have any clues as to what it might be?
Hopefully, there will be clues if the manor still stands. I'm afraid I haven't much time. We only have another moment before the connection is broken, the communion is broken. How about that?
Oh, the villagers didn't know that they had even done such horrible things.
Well, I mean, you know you don't have time to give them a whole recap now. So, if you've got dire questions, blurt one out. Otherwise,
I can't think of any questions.
okay. So, you wander from the road that you've
I'm
been
healing
following.
myself,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
which I already rolled, and it was a 2. Plus 2 is 4.
Well, let's just give it to you.
Okay.
You would do what now?
Heal my arrow holes.
Yeah, you did get, you're kind of a pincushion at this point. You took what,
Yeah.
4 or 5 total?
10.
No, she didn't get hit by 10 arrows. So you get all healed up. Well, yes, but we were counting arrows. That was
3.
2 arrows that you took there.
And then somebody else.
Oh, okay. So that brings your hit points up to
18.
okay. So yeah, the sun is low in the sky now, by the way.
Oh dear.
So you take this road uphill into the hills. What kind of stuff is on your mind right now as you're walking up this hill or walking up this road into the hills?
This place is probably, well, he already said it was heavily guarded. Maybe we could sneak in.
He didn't say heavily. Just saying. He said surely the man would be guarded. If he senses that there's a man at the center of this.
Oh.
But he was a little vague on any details. But he did mention he would be guarded, but he also said that the guards would not be under the control. So, what does that mean?
So that they're loyal to him. The person isn't telling them what to do. I mean, he's telling them what to do, but they're not, like the villagers going to other villages.
So, are they innocent?
No, they're not innocent. They're bad guys.
No.
They want whatever power this person has.
Yeah. Well, what kind of power could somebody have that could control the whole town and make them kill and steal? The sun is now below the horizon. The sky orange and red. So it's getting darker. So yeah, these guys, they're not like the attacking villagers. They know exactly what they're doing. At least you could conclude that. So, yeah, let's see. Well, as you're walking along, you knew it was going to happen sooner or later. And as I said, where are we at? The sun is now below the horizon, the sky orange and red, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as it's getting darker and you guys are walking through a forest, what would you automatically be concerned about?
Goblins.
Wolves.
Bears.
Yeah,
Lions
wildlife.
and tigers and bears.
Wolves.
Oh my.
Yeah. And sure enough, as you guys are walking along here, hey, it's my song that I play on my uke. And you guys, would you be Standing side by side as you travel along, or would you have that gap in the middle of you there?
We'd probably be walking side by side.
Okay. Well, they are very stealthy. They come up from behind you, these two wolves.
Oh, that's right. Wolves.
Because it is nighttime in the forest. This powerful canine watches its prey with piercing yellow eyes. Darting, you know what, how about I just go ahead and send you the picture, because the book has an interesting picture for the wolf. Hey, sir.
Did you buy these?
No?
No.
Uh,
I just don't remember those being in them.
Ooh, boy.
Isn't that a fun picture? This powerful canine watches its prey with piercing yellow eyes, darting its tongue across sharp white teeth. Wandering alone or in packs, wolves sit at the top of the food chain. Ferociously territorial and exceptionally wide-ranging in their hunting, wolf packs cover broad areas. A wolf's wide paws contain slight webbing between the toes that assists in moving over snow, and its fur is a thick, water-resistant coat ranging in color from gray to brown and even black in some species. Its paws contain scent glands that mark the ground as it travels, assisting in navigation as well as broadcasting its whereabouts to fellow pack members. Generally, a wolf stands from 2.5 to 3 feet tall at the shoulders and weighs between 45 and 150 pounds, with females being slightly smaller. So yes, wolves. Is that where I put the markers? Okay. So, they manage to sneak up behind you. And let's see here. Oops. Would help if I roll a threat die. Did you heal Azram before? Wink, wink.
No. I'll heal him now.
In the middle of a battle?
Oh, no.
Let's just say you healed him.
Okay.
So, what's Azram's maximum HP?
20.
Alright. I handed it to you. You got 20. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to give them both the opportunity, actually. So, you know what? I forgot to number these. These are not numbered. I'm just going to have to do it in dry erase for now. Try not to rub off the numbers, guys, please.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't put numbers on this side. But they're at the top. Just try not to rub them off.
Yeah.
So, they both took a snap at you, and Wolf 1 got his teeth into Azram for 5 points of damage. That brings you down to 23. However, it happened a split second before that one got his teeth in you, and so you managed to get out of the way in time. You did not get bit. Yeah, go ahead and give me initiative.
8.
5.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
Sounds like new dice.
They're defective.
We may have accidentally gotten chips while you were gone. It was not my intention. Oh. What were you saying you wanted to do?
So, I'm gonna use my Macklemore longsword on the
Wolf.
first wolf by stabbing him on top of his head.
Okay. Alright. Uh-oh.
Plus.
I think it was 10.
No, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Bad times. Gwilwilethel.
I'm gonna move over in front of the wolf. So I can be closer.
Yeah. I should have written on both sides. I'm a dumbass, I guess.
And I'm gonna take a slice at him, like all along his body, with my long sword.
Well,
Okay.
if you stab it,
23.
it will give him more damage.
Oh my. 23. Okay. On wolf number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. What was the damage?
11.
Holy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on wolf 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big yelp he just let out. And he has got a lot of blood.
Bleeding profusely.
Yeah, got a lot of blood flowing out of him. Well, blood and stuff that you're not sure what it is. I mean, you could give me a roll of medical knowledge or something, but I'm not sure you'd want to know what it is that's speaking out of him. So, yeah. He makes one last stab at saving his life and tries to bite you. Uh-oh. And through a critical threat. Oh!
Another.
Critical damage. Critical hit, so... only 3
Yeah.
points of damage. And that was on 2 damage rolls.
Oh.
Yeah, their bark is worse than their bite and all that. Now, Wolf 1 is very concerned about his friend. And he comes running at you.
Uh-oh.
Right next to you like that.
I'm flanking him.
Actually, what's his speed? Is, 10, yeah,
Oh
so
my god.
he gets, for a flanking bonus there, he comes around to bite you. And, what was his fatal mistake? Coming running at you, apparently, because, yeah, he did not connect. And, you know, well, yeah, we'll go with it. Azram, do your worst.
Alright. I'm gonna go back here if I can. One, two, three.
Flank him back, huh?
Yeah.
He's
And,
not
Oh.
flanking him though.
Oh,
yeah, I'm almost.
yeah, almost, but not. You will be on your next turn.
So, I'm gonna use my paralysis knife on
Hmm.
the first one.
Okay. And now the other one's almost dead.
16. So 17, 18,
Okay. Yeah, you stabbed that wolf, stabbed him good, and he is he was growling like this, and now he's just. But his eyes are moving around like this. He looks worried, you know, because he can't move.
Okay.
And damage.
Oh.
The triangle.
Oh.
The pyramid.
Oh. 3.
Okay. Kind of hard to tell if it worked or not until their eyes closed. So, Gwilwilethel.
So I'm gonna take another swing at this wolf with my long sword.
Wolf who?
Yeah.
The wolf dead.
Yeah.
He's leaking everywhere.
Five. 12.
Alright, yeah. Oh yeah. You got it.
6 points of damage.
Oh. And it didn't take much to finish them off. So, the wolf is frozen. Azram, how do you want to finish off that wolf 1?
Oh, actually it was 10. I forgot to add the bonus.
10 damage?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I'm gonna finish this off by
Mhm.
stabbing. I'm gonna stab. I'm gonna stab him in the head with my masterwork long sword.
Alright, just give me a damage roll, dude.
Alright. 3.
Plus.
Oh, 3 plus. Oh. Okay. 4, 7.
Alright, you stab him through, and his eyes go like this, because he's like frozen. His eyes go, and then close.
Oh!
Okay? So that is a dead dog, and you pull your knife out of him, and he slumps over. And it does not sound like that. That was the sound of Butterscotch Bear. Alright, 2 dead wolves. Pass them over.
Oh. Sorry, hold on.
So, on the road again. You guys are continuing along this road, and tell me about this road. Which way are you going? What's it look like around you? Is it the desert?
No, it's a wooded area.
So yes, it's a forested area, and you're going what direction?
Uphill.
Uphill.
Well, up.
And the last of the sun's light is fading quickly now. Okay? Hence the wolves. So, yes, you go on and it just gets hillier. It started off, you know, maybe it was more like canyon, and then it was like vista, and then it was like rosy, you know. But there's also big, larger hills as well. He told you that the manor is in the hills. So, let's just refresh our minds again. What do we know about what do we think we know is about to happen?
That we're about to be attacked.
We're about to be attacked.
Who are you about to be attacked by?
By the people guarding the man, whoever the man is,
Ah. Well, it's not like they're coming looking for you.
and wolves.
Well, you did.
Wolves come.
There are wolves at night, obviously, yeah. But so far, it's been a mostly pleasant journey. Okay, well, then we'll just say that night has now fallen. But a full moon illuminates the world with a blue-white glow. Okay? So there are trees, there's a lot of moonlight. It's a very bright fall moon. So, I mean, it ain't like it's daylight, but it definitely ain't pitch black, except in the shadows, and those are definitely inky black, you know. You get more than a couple few trees in a row or in a clump, and you just have no idea what's in there. So it's almost a spooky place. There's so much you can see, but there's so much you can't see, you know. And the manor sits on one of the highest hills. And it does look abandoned. Maybe this is a dead end, because you sure don't see anybody. Okay? And I would think, I didn't want to artificially darken this image, but here's what I kind of think it looks like.
Wow.
And in a sense, that is what you see. You see no people, you see barely any glass in the windows. It's definitely not a place where you would think somebody is looking, but it also does not look heavily guarded or anything. And yes, just try to imagine you are seeing this by the bright glow of the moon. And yes, the way you're going to access it is taking those stairs that you see there. So, what do we got? We got night, we got full moon, we got the manor sitting on one of the highest hills. It does look abandoned. Maybe this is a dead end. Should probably investigate just the same.
And keep our eyes peeled for any goings on.
Yeah. Because for all you know, there's 50 people in there, right? But what did he tell you about any people you might find even guarding?
But they're doing it of their own
Yeah, they're
free
loyal.
will.
How easy do you think it'd be to round up 50 loyal people? And if you could, would you be holed up in a place like that? You know, I think these are the sorts of things that strategically would be occurring to you in that moment. But no, you can't be positive that there's not 50 people in that building.
It's
So,
a big building.
so you do choose to investigate, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, you make it up the stone stairs. Okay? There's no one guarding. And then not even the platform around the house, as you see that whole platform area around it there. There's not even anybody there. Or the doors that go into the house. There's nobody standing at the doors. There is only silence and stillness. And when you listen, all you hear is the breeze and various night birds. So, would you like to venture inside?
Yes.
Well, you enter the main double doors, and inside you enter a large, dark room. with moonlight, of course, pouring through the windows, with doors leading to other parts of the house, and a grand staircase, one of those dual staircase things leading up to the second floor. There's broken glass everywhere. There's a few pieces of destroyed furniture. There's graffiti in Orcish and other languages that neither one of you recognize. These stairs that come down from the second floor to the first floor. And they would, kind of be like that coming down. There'd probably actually be more floor right here in the middle like that. Yeah, do you think that resembles grand staircases?
Mm-hmm.
Grand double staircases? So, and then let's say the door is right about over here. Because, usually these entry halls aren't very big. You guys can be, let's say you're 5 rows in, you can configure yourselves however you like. Like if one of you is in front and the other is behind, or if you're side by side, or if one of you is wingman, if there's a gap between you, if you're spreading out wide, that's up to you. But let's keep it 5 rows in, okay? And let's just go ahead and say that these big double doors you came in, we will be in the middle of the square, so that these big doors that you just came in are like that, okay? And they open, like big double doors, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, 5 rows in, how would you guys be configured?
Maybe you should be behind me, so we don't get ambushed.
Well, and he might be checking your 6, Like she's walking in maybe with a weapon drawn. What kind of weapon would you have drawn? Ready to
Sword.
So you'd have your long sword. Is that a 2-handed thing, or are you holding?
One.
You've got a shield and a sword. So you're walking in like this, right? And then Azram is like got his back to your back. He's walking backwards, watching to make sure that nobody comes walking up behind you. What would you have drawn?
Of course, it's not.
Yeah, if 3 guys suddenly came out of nowhere from behind you, I don't know how useful that'd be. I would think you'd want like your battle axe or, warhammer. So you're walking back to back. So help me out here, guys. Back to back. You come walking. Oh, I said minimum 5, right? So he is on the 5th row there. So you guys are walking in back to back, so that nobody can come up behind you. And as I said, as you're walking around, it's a big, large, dark room, moonlight pouring through the windows with doors leading to other parts of the house. That'll be like at the sides there. My arm is tired. If you want to draw in a couple of doors, it's up to you.
Where should we go?
And yes, I'm going to ask you to count out spaces for your movements.
Let's go here.
Okay.
Can you do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, so okay, don't worry about counting out the spaces. But keep your configuration.
Alright. We're in the...
I guess we'd be like that.
Okay. When you try the door, you find it to be, I don't know, it seems to be like barricaded from the other side. You can't open it.
Okay. Let's go with that.
You want me to count spaces?
No.
No.
Just
So-
keep your configuration.
So we're going to that door.
Okay. Same thing.
Oh.
It's like it's blocked from the inside. You can shake the door, but you can't move it.
You want to go over here?
Right here.
Oh, same. All 4 of them are the same.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So let's...
So do you want to go up the stairs?
You guys will be going quietly up the stairs. And you're pretty sure you just heard sounds from up above you, upstairs. Maybe something moving around. Were those whispering voices? Suddenly, the silence is broken by, and I should have set this up already. 4 men come running out of doors upstairs and start running down the stairs. Weapons drawn, shouting a war cry. Okay? First thing you need to know is, unlike the pictures, they don't look like seasoned warriors. They look like ordinary people who maybe joined together ad hoc, but don't necessarily have any special skills in combat. Okay? There are two dwarves. I almost said two dwarves.
Huh?
2 dwarves come running out this way. So let's see. Let's say we made it down to about here. You have got a dwarf with a battle axe.
Come
Okay,
on.
battle axe.
We're trying to be fun.
Battle axe. And, I don't know, a warhammer. I figured that's some kind of warhammer. Okay? So you got a dwarf with a battle axe and a warhammer. Okay? And then on the stairs that you are on, and you had the choice, 2 humans. One has a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he comes running down the stairs. And another one has a pair of hatchets. He's got a hatchet in each hand.
Oh dear.
Okay? Little battle hatchets, I guess. Okay? And they come running down like this. So, oopsie, wrong document. So, let's see. As far as initiative, they're coming running at you. So we will say these 2 go first, then these 2, then these 2. That'll just keep things simpler, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go humans, heroes, dwarves. Easy enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, they come running at you with a battle cry. So what can we probably already assume is going to happen here? Anytime I have somebody come running at you, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know what? In fact, let's make things easier on ourselves. You guys go first. You can decide between the 2 of you who needs to go first. Kind of looks like Gwilwilethel is at least
Yeah.
looking forward.
Yeah. So
I
yeah, I'll
take care of
move.
and you have to do the secrets. Tell that we are
So can I take a swing at both of them?
Yeah, at that angle you
Okay.
could. You see the difference, Wesley? See right here, you could swing a sword and hit 2 people. But if he was over here, that's a long ways to try to swing a sword and do any damage. And so definitely back here, I mean, you'd have to like spin around in a circle, right? But going right here, just
They're
hitting
just
these
like
2, that's not too tough, right? So
With my
yes.
long sword, I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say, sure, you hit both of them. You give me 1 damage roll that will affect both. So it better be good.
8.
8? Wow. Okay. These guys are clearly not warriors. Whoops. You dumbass. These guys are clearly not warriors, and they lapse over. It's like a big.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
You can definitely tell you did them some substantial damage. These guys are not warriors, okay? So Azram, you can bring it on next. Hold on. Show me where you were.
Right.
If you go diagonally, it's 2. You either go 1, 2, or you go 1, 2, or you go 1, 2. Okay? So when you go diagonally, that's 2 steps. But 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to that guy. All right, yeah, you can do it in 4 steps. And which one is he? The sword human?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
No,
No.
that's
The hand axe.
the hatchet. or
Hatchet.
whatever you called it.
Yeah.
I'm done. See, I'm gonna use my glass. It's not
Okay.
the hatchet. 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, yes, it's stuck in him, but you still should have rolled damage at the same time.
Oh.
So now roll the damage.
Four.
Oh, not bad, not bad. So yes, again, and like when you hit it, yeah, that's the only thing that happened is his eyes squinched up, and now he's looking around trying to figure out why he can't move. Okay. Okay, so everybody got a turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
We said humans, then heroes, then dwarves. Okay. Wait, did the humans attack?
No, you said the humans. You changed it.
Oh, right. So I did. So I should have changed my note then. So we are doing heroes first.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'll have the dwarves go next. Oh, I just typed in the wrong place again. See, we all do it, but
Yeah.
and yeah, I just want to get the dwarves out of the way because they got to run and they can only move 4 spaces at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now the humans. We have sword human. We have hand axe human.
We got one paralyzed and one.
Oh, right, and it's the hand axe
Yeah.
human that's paralyzed. All right. Well, we will say that sword human doesn't know what to make of his buddy being frozen. It is the heat of battle, after all. So he keeps things simple and attacks Gwilwilethel. With his sword, of course. And he misses you. Oh boy, that was. Oh. All right. So So that's it. That's the end of their turn, and we're back to Azram.
No, Gwilwilethel.
Oh, well, whatever.
Okay, well, since they're still standing there, no, I'll go ahead and do the sword wielding guy.
Okay.
I'll use my blessed scimitar on it.
Excellent choice. Mm-hmm. That's a hit.
And 6 damage.
Oh,
6. Damn.
and he falls over dead.
Yay!
Azram.
Alright, I'm gonna finish off with the Master War also.
Okay. How would you like to do that?
Like chopping off.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah, just roll damage.
4.
Plus.
Oh. 5. 8.
Wow. Okay. So yes, that head just goes tumbling off his body,
Oh dear.
and and you pull the knife out of him, and he collapses. And then the dwarves, 1, 2, 3, 4, are still coming up behind you. 1, 2, 4.
So
And
once
they are very slow-moving dwarves, and they haven't any ranged weapons. So that means it's up to you two again.
Alright, so yeah, I'll move over here by dwarf with the battle axe.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take my blessed scimitar and are they curved?
Yeah.
No, because that's not a stabbing weapon, it's a slashing weapon. So yeah, I'll just slash at him with my, across his chest.
Oh my.
Is he wearing armor?
I don't know, you'd have to look at him.
He does kind of look.
If anything,
Yeah.
it's some flimsy armor. I
He's
mean,
got,
again,
like,
these
these-
guys seem pretty ragtag.
Oh, okay. So yeah. 18.
Oh yes, yes. Definitely. What's this?
9.
Oh my.
Woo!
Yeah, you instantly did him considerable damage.
Yay.
Whose turn is it? Oh, okay, go for it. This song has an awesome video. I don't know what this song is. I saw this video once years ago, and I just remember the way it looked. Like a gothic.
Oh.
It was like this gothic choreographed dance scene thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now you do what now?
I'm trying to figure out
Oh, okay.
something.
Yeah. Too bad
If
you
I
don't.
use a heavy crossbow, I'll hit him. If I tell it
Well, you could move to where you wouldn't hit her. Roll it. And roll your damage at the same time. And that's Warhammer Dwarf, right? Okay.
16, 17,
Okay. And then your damage was 5. Okay, and that was Warhammer Dwarf. Yeah, you definitely hurt him. And he's reaching up to pull an arrow out of him. So now it's the dwarf's turn, right?
the second.
You guys both have your turn? Okay. So, the battle axe dwarf and the warhammer dwarf. Now, the battle axe dwarf is that one, and the warhammer dwarf is that one. The warhammer dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4 comes up here with his buddy and attacks Gwilwilethel with his warhammer. And I need 8. Oh, I missed you by 1. He missed you by 1. And now Battle Axe Dwarf, since he's already right in front of Gwilwilethel. I'm getting them confused in my head. Battle Axe Dwarf. Oh, completely misses you as well. These are not
dear.
solid warriors. You better hope that this is all you have to face. So it's up to you guys again. I don't think these guys are long for this earth.
Okay. Well, then yeah, I'm gonna make it a good one and do the and do a little stabbing thing into his chest.
Which one?
The battle axe. Or
The battle axe guy.
Okay.
There's the what?
20.
Ooh.
Ooh. She can't handle it. She never gets a critical threat.
Yeah. 18.
Oh, nice. So, yes, you got a critical hit. Roll me damage twice. Didn't you do it one already?
Yeah,
2. And
8.
8
10
is 10.
plus 4 is 14.
14. Just so you know, I believe you've set a new record at this table. You just reduced his hit points to -8.
Oh,
I
wow.
think that's the most I've seen so far. So yes, that is one eviscerated battle axe dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, was it the? Yeah, that's
No,
the
that
battle
was the
axe
battle.
dwarf. Okay. Now, is it your turn or did you go already?
I didn't do it.
Okay, then do it up.
So 1, 2, 3. Alright. So I'm gonna use my masterwork longsword.
Okay.
Right. I'll chop his head off.
Okay. Yeah, his head don't look chopped off to me. Maybe you should have tried something more reasonable next time. So, he doesn't much care for having somebody try to chop his head off. So, he swings that warhammer at you, and you better be glad he's not a competent warrior. But he nails you with it and takes 7 points off of your health.
Wow.
That's what you get for all this head chopping business. And then it's back to Gwilwilethel.
So I'm going to come over here. 1, 2, 3. So you are on this square, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to flank him and I'm going to stab at his guts, his belly.
You probably think, now this ought to do it.
You know what? I'm going to use the blessed scimitar on this one and slice him open.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you're married. I mean, your mommy is a nurse.
Dang it. I should have
7.
done with the bronze.
7.
Yeah.
He's almost dead.
No, that was my roll.
Hey.
She missed it.
I missed him.
Oh dear. I wonder how you managed that.
Oh, 8, 9, actually, since I'm flanking him.
Yeah.
Missed him.
Yeah. Not sure how you managed that, but I'm sure Azram will make things right.
I'm gonna use the bronze.
Oh, you changed it out?
Yes.
Thank
You're welcome. 1. Oh dear. All right. Well, as you two are bumbling around, he, in a panic, swings his warhammer at Gwilwilethel and throws a natural 20 critical threat, and then this is the warhammer.
Yep.
Yeah. So that.
There
No, nope, that's a mess, but it was still a hit for 5 points of damage to Gwilwilethel.
Well, if it didn't hit, how did it do damage?
It's not a critical hit. I rolled a 20 the first
Yeah.
time, and for a total of 23 for that matter. So that brings you down to 13. You always think I'm trying to cheat you. And even when I
Alright.
do cheat, I have good reasons.
Well, I'm going to slice him, try to slice him again. 19.
Nice. Nice ball.
Plus
Got a big
23.
Okay, that's
Big.
definitely a hit.
10 damage.
Oh, yeah, he collapses over dead. And
Yay!
you guys have successfully
Ow!
defeated the guards with your with your scimitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing a little happy dance. Okay.
Alright. Let's search this box.
Yeah, let's search him.
Well, you know, a lawful good would say these are just henchmen, and we have a job to do.
Yeah.
We're not here to raid and loot. We're here to do a job. Don't you
Okay,
figure?
yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
So, I personally think you guys would leave them there. But that's up to you, losing your points for not playing your alignment. I mean, this ain't just a dungeon. These aren't random enemies. This is, you've been asked to go on a job, and I would think that you'd be more about the job itself.
Oh, yeah.
These aren't goblins on the road on your way here or anything. So, I am going to bend the rules here and say, and remind you guys that you might ought to want to heal before you go any further.
Okay.
Because he's down 12 points and you're down...
I'm going to use the stone.
Okay. So, why don't we say that you, who can remember some wounds that they might have?
That'll be
Since we started this session right here, what are some
Well,
wounds that you might have?
Wasn't he hit by magic missile once?
Yeah, but wait, yeah, you probably have healed him since then, haven't you? Or have you? I think you did. So, alright, it was just a thought, it's fine. Gwilwilethel, what is your max HP that we're resetting to?
18.
Alright, and Azram is 28.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so, we need to get rid of all of this. I mean, you guys are going to go up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make you count out the spaces or anything. Keep the door that's closest to you there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys come up the grand escalier. And I would say be 3 in, and aside from that, you guys can figure out your configuration. If you guys still want to be back to back or whatever.
We'll be side by side, but standing next to each other. And he's facing backwards.
I hear it, dude. I hear it.
What?
Angry Johnny.
Don't you mean angry mommy?
So this is a long hallway upstairs here. Okay? It ain't a mansion. It doesn't then wrap all the way back that way. It's just a manor. It's a big house. And so there's this long hallway here. So we're going to, and at the end of it is a door. Okay? And then along the way, let's see. Let's say our hallway is this wide. So through here, there is an open door. Actually, let's say, and then we will say there. So that would put these like about here somewhere. Okay, those that all match. And then of course, you know, these are walls here. Okay, so these doors along the hallway are open, and And the door at the end of the hallway is closed.
Where do you want to go?
This one.
You want to go over here? Okay, we're standing in the doorway.
Oh, you're looking in that doorway. Okay. Well, it appears to have been a study. If the smashed bookshelves are any indication, and the trashed books. But there's a lot of stuff in here. Like loot, perhaps. There is treasures as well as tools. There's furniture as well as weapons. Okay? So in that room is a whole bunch of stuff. The stuff that you assume came from the loot. Okay? But you can't really go in there and walk around much. I mean, because, you know, it's filled with stuff. Okay? But you can see by the space that's left around the walls.
Maybe it's from the villages.
Looks like it was probably the study. I will go ahead and say
That they're all filled with loot.
that all 4 of the rooms are filled with loot. Okay?
So it's probably from these villages. This is probably where they bring their stuff. Maybe.
So, yeah. You even, you look into all 4 of them. You work your way up the hallway,
You said
and
doors.
and all of these doors are open, and you can see in all of them that it would seem that this is loot from the towns. That's the conclusion you jump to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And all of a sudden, the door at the hallway bursts open, at the end of the hallway bursts open, and a man stands there.
A human will.
Yeah, you can kind of trust the picture. Except, unlike that picture, this dude is wearing a helmet. He is dressed all in black, a black wrapped tunic, black pants, tall black boots, with a black headscarf wrapped around, covering his whole face with only his eyes showing, like a bandit. His build looks human or elf, but you can't see enough of him to be sure. He wears no armor, just a common dagger on his hip. But the helmet he's wearing is very old. You've never seen one like it.
Huh.
And the door bursts open, and there he stands, and he is just staring at you.
Let's talk. Let's try to talk.
Okay. Hello, who are you?
You find that you can't speak.
Oh God.
Your mouth won't move.
Uh-oh. So should we run up to him and attack him?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Oh, I guess we probably couldn't talk to each other then.
So that's what you want to do? You find that you can't do that either. You can't move or attack. You can't walk. You can't raise your weapon, which is still drawn and ready. You guys still have your weapons out, but you try and find that you can still look around. You can even reach up and scratch your nose. But when you go to move toward him, you can't. And when you try even to draw your knife back, your sword back and throw it or something, you can't do that either. But look around. I mean, you're not paralyzed. You're not frozen. You just can't something won't let
It's
you
like-
attack him or
Kinda
even
like a
move
bear
toward
trap.
him. Kinda, yeah.
Bear trap.
He looks at you a moment, and you start walking into the room. But it's not you doing it. Your feet are just moving as he stares at you. And you're moving closer to him. And he says to you, humiliating, isn't it? To be controlled by another. And you guys just keep on walking. He steps aside so that you guys can walk through
What?
the doorway. Okay?
Oh, dear.
So now let's reverse our map here. And he's standing, here. And you guys just keep walking into this big room that's got nothing in it. It's just a big empty room. As you pass by him, though, because you guys walked right past him, and then you keep on walking, and so he's behind you, he says, "You are near enough to attack, so strike me. Your weapons are already drawn. Kill me." Well, you walk right on past as he calmly turns to watch you. Eventually, like we see there, he's behind you as you keep walking toward the end of the room. Somebody push him a little further. And he says, "You want to, don't you? You can see it so clearly in your mind, but your body doesn't comply. You no longer control your body. I do.
Uh-oh. I think
It
that's
complies with my wishes." Finally, you reach the other side of the room, and just so I can see you, let's say this is the end of the room, and then you turn around to face him. And he's standing somewhere about there. Okay? You turn to face him and he says, "You pathetic people think you have control, that you are in control. You control nothing. I control.
He's monologuing.
I control you. I control anyone I desire to, all of you. And eventually I'll control this whole land, this whole world. I will take from those who think they are in control. I will control everything and everyone until every resource is mine. Every treasure, every weapon, every commodity, every person, everywhere. But for this moment, it is enough that I control you." And you two turn and face each other.
Uh-oh.
Gwilwilethel, you hold your scimitar point to Azram's throat.
Oh, dear.
And Azram brings up his warhammer to behead Gwilwilethel. The man reaches up, holds his hands on the helmet, and closes his eyes in concentration. And this, guys, is it. And then suddenly a voice says, "Drop!"
Oh!
The man in black takes off the helmet and drops it on the floor with a clang. All the while with a look on his face that he can't believe he's actually doing it. And then you hear the voice say, "Approach." And he turns and starts walking toward somebody who's standing in the doorway. You look around him to see who the silhouetted figure is, and it's Zane.
Oh!
And the guy just keeps continuing to walk to Zane. And then Zane says, "Fall." And this villain drops prone to the ground in front of him. Zane looks at him and says, "Maybe you would now like to answer how it feels to be controlled by another. I believe you called it humiliating. Now stand and face me like an ordinary man." The guy gets control of himself, stands up, and I need initiative from everybody.
15.
14. I rolled twice, though.
Cheating.
So you shouldn't have even told me. But I guess
You
I
would
gotta
have
let
saw it
go.
on the video.
You said it's what?
Well, the second one was 14.
14.
I can't
Azram.
lie.
Mine was 15.
So, first up will be Zane. And he will, where is he? He is going to walk up to him and grab him by the shoulders and inflict light wounds.
Oh, I'm gonna cure all the people attack with you.
Say what? I think you might be right about something, but what did you say?
It might cure the other people.
What might cure them?
The fire back.
I know, but what are you saying?
What
might cure them?
caused them to be healed?
He's healing him.
Oh, no. He's inflicting wounds. Zane has the power to touch you and do damage. And that's what he's doing. He's grabbing the guy by the shoulders and doing damage. And yes, he does 8 points of damage to him. And just by the look of it, you can see that that's quite a bit of damage to this guy. Seems he ain't much of a warrior without his helmet on. You guys find that you are also free to move. So, Azram, you get to go
No,
first.
Oh, never mind. I
He
was
threw
on
a
the
50.
last battle.
Oh,
I was
right.
on the last battle.
Oh, so, by the way, yes, he walks up to him and grabs him by the shoulders, and the guy goes, "Ah!" And then Zane lets go of him and backs up. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe there was even, well, that's true. I described the magic that Zane uses as it just seems like a distortion, like a heat distortion. You see that. It's like his shoulders where he grabbed him were just shimmering, and he screams in pain.
I'm gonna use my heavy crossbow.
Good idea. Roll the damage at the same time.
But you roll the damage.
That's the 8? No, that's the 10. The other one is the 8. Uh-oh. Yeah, so that crossbow bolt... Oh, yeah, you didn't even move toward him, did? You should have moved 4 steps toward him. Yeah. But it's too late now. Well, yeah, you get a move action, so go ahead. Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah. All right. Gwilwilethel.
I'm going to move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to fire my crossbow at him, too.
Okay.
I think we forgot to get crossbow arrows out of people. We're not very good at this.
You're all out of modifiers already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that misses. And barely misses Zane. You guys should be careful. So, he acts, and he has got Zane to deal with. So, he pulls that dagger out of his belt and swings at him with it. Of course, it is just a dagger, so you know that Zane doesn't have a whole lot to worry about. And he misses anyway. Zane has obviously got better battle prowess. So, Zane... So, Zane... has a longsword. That's useful knowledge. So he is very deft with his sword, and he does all kinds of kind of stuff, you know. And yeah, he hits him, and whatever health the guy had left is dwindling quickly, which brings it to Azram.
Right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Which square are you on? Okay. Yeah. It's
If you're gonna throw something at him or shoot something at him, you need to tell Zane to duck.
Probably, yeah. Well, you are probably close enough to paralyze him.
Yeah.
Throw your knife. Better not miss.
Alright, I'm gonna throw my claws. This knife that
Okay.
this dude. 18.
Yeah. It stabs into him. And Zane takes the opportunity, since he's frozen, he grabs the guy by the shoulder and stomps on the side of his ankle. And there is a snap like that. And as the guy topples over, Zane pulls the knife out of him and tosses it back, pulls his sword out and puts it to the guy's throat and growls, "Yield." So the guy's on his knees, Zane has his sword at his throat and says, "Yield." He says, "Now we have control over you. Now we have the power." See how fleeting power can be? And the guy says to him, "This doesn't end here, even if you kill me." And Zane says, "If it were up to me, it would end here. But we will let the people who you have harmed deal with you. Give them back the control you took from them. Give them the power over you." He then produces a rope and binds the guy's hands. And he picks up the helmet and hands it out. One of you take it. And he says, "The wizard will want to examine this." You guys got anything? Oh, well, he would offer the information that the wizard's hovel is less than a couple of hours walk from here. So the wizard sent him in case he would be needed. Because the wizard told you to go to this place. And he knew it wasn't far away, so he sent Zane. Oh, Zane is also warning you that that you guys, all of you arrived when half the guard is off collecting the loot from the raid. But they'll return soon, so we must go, he says. He says, "You must take the helmet to the wizard, and Gwilwilethel, if you would please. I need this man to be able to walk."
Okay, well, I put the healing stone on his leg.
And what's the effect look like?
There's pink sparkles.
He says, "I will take him to the remaining elder in Galagil. Let him be subject to their laws. What happens to him next is none of our matter." He roughly pushes the man in black toward the door, leading him with a blade to his back, as the two of you walk on either side of him. You exit the manor and part ways with Zane, unless you got something you want to say, ask, do, or whatever.
Thank you for your help, Zane.
And he just saved your butt.
Mm-hmm.
He should probably get a lot of experience points for that. or
Oh, yeah.
something. So that's it? You ready to head back to the
see you
wizard's
around.
place? Yeah, you might at that. You might at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a couple hours walk to the wizard's hovel. We are this time, because of the time, just going to say you're there, and it is quite late into the night now. When you hand the helmet to the wizard, he says a very odd thing. He says, I haven't seen this helmet in over 3 centuries. Somebody asked why he's ever seen this helmet at all.
Why helmet?
Yeah, he recognizes this helmet. You guys don't recognize it, do you?
Mm-mm.
But if it's 3 centuries old, so he tells you, I made it a very long time ago. And he explains that a few hundred years ago, a hellish army was overtaking the land. They were undefeatable. And eventually, 3 kingdoms' armies united to develop a plan against the great devastation that they were doing. They came to the old wizard, and he crafted the helmet for the generals to use to control the hellish army. The master general put the helmet on and used it to force the hellish army to march into the sea and was drowned. The entire army was escorted on all sides by the 3 combined armies. I mean, we're talking thousands of people just marching into the sea. The bad guys, anyway, these hellish creatures. So, the wizard made the helmet to save the world a long time ago. You getting all this, dude? And now, somebody is using it to try to take over the world. So, he says to you, let's say that you ask him, why didn't you just tell us we were looking for the helmet the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I didn't want to tell you what to look for fear that I was wrong and you could have overlooked the real problem. It's a motto of mine, never rule anything out. I have seen that Zane took the man who wore this to answer for his crimes. And I have seen that they will form a council of elders from all the towns he interfered with. If we hadn't caught this in time, he would have kept conquering, further and further out until he ruled all. So you two have surely just saved the world. But I have a more important offer for you. Most important. Hear now my plea. You see, I believe that there are more of my items out there. Items that I crafted for good uses that others are now using for harm. I've heard things, rumors, stories, even generational legends and fables that have familiar elements that cause me a guilty suspicion. And as my inner eyes look out across the ways of reality, I sometimes see things that I haven't the power to stop, but that I fear I may be indirectly responsible for. And this is the first time, because of you, that I've been able to prove it. So, I pray you, could I call on you again, should I need an item retrieved? It's hard to know who to trust. I need someone like yourselves who won't be tempted to keep the item for themselves and use the power. I can sometimes offer items to provide special defenses against the evils you seek out. Would it be okay if the wizard called on you again if you needed an item retrieved?
Yeah.
Remember, though, that as you go about these noble tasks, you must keep your quest a secret. If someone were to discover that what you seek is so powerful, they may want it for themselves. It is now late into the night, so travel will be dangerous. I'm afraid I haven't accommodations for house guests, but you are welcome to camp. I have prepared for you bread and dried meats and fresh fruit.
Oh.
And he hands you each a wooden bowl. But now, I will bid you good night.
So we throw down our bedrolls and
Outside.
get out my puzzle box.
And the checkers box.
So you want to camp nearby? Like 20 feet from his house,
Yeah.
30? So you camp nearby, and the food was basic, nothing special, but welcome sustenance. You relax with a game of checkers using Azram's beat-up set he always has with him. So I already had that written in, but sounds like you'd like to spend some time with your puzzle box too. Then you lie in your bedroll and look at the stars and listen to the breeze until you sleep.
There should be tinkling
Yep.
music.
And then it's morning. Azram stirs and wakes first. He stretches, yawns, and looks around at the beautiful landscape until something holds his attention. And he shakes Gwilwilethel awake and
The
points.
hobble's gone.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He shakes Gwilwilethel awake and points, eyes wide open in amazement. Gwilwilethel looks and the wizard's hovel is gone. It's gone
I'm
like it was
sorry.
never there.
I broke the game.
Not so much as a bent blade of grass to confirm it was ever even there. So you pack up your stuff and you head back to Kirky, the town where this whole story started. The Warehouse Tavern makes good breakfast, and you'll be ready to eat by the time you walk there. So you'll eat. And then maybe find someone who will hire you for your next job.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Well done, guys. Well done. You surely got a lot of experience.